It's a beautiful bacon day, Cookie Crusaders. Today we're going to be talking about treasure tickets. This is something that I still see a lot of people running into as far as how they're being either stuck on certain levels, they're having issues in PvP arena, they're not getting through certain waves of alliance mode. This is going to be a big reason why. The treasures within the game, of course there are some that are quite often used and definitely considered the meta. One of them being almost untouchable, which is the scroll, which I plan to start researching further into why that is and maybe if there's ways around that. But for now, that is the supreme meta treasure out of all of them. And when it comes down to it, a lot of people in the gacha like to just hit the draw. They just hit draw, and draw, and draw. And that's fine. You can do that if that's really truly your preference. But I'm here to show you that it really can be better if you just have a little bit of patience on the gachas. And I know that's hard. It's really hard. But I have suffered that same thing where you want to draw right away. But if you look here, and we go through, let's go through 15 draws. Commons, rares, epic, common, no, rare, common, So 15 draws. We got 2 lucky epics. Awesome. Now let's go through 15 draws by 3 5s. There's 1 epic. There's 2 rares. And there's 2 rares. So we had 1 less epic that time, but we had way more rares. That's okay. Let's go back through 15 more of these. Rare. Common. Epic. Common. Epic. Rare. Common. And common. Now we're going to do same thing over here. Epic, a scroll nonetheless. Epic. So that time we had better consistency with the draw 5s. But here's where I think the wait is really worth it. We're going to do the draw 100. So this is 7 times the amount that we just did. So that means we should hopefully have at least 14 epics. So if we hit draw 100, we skip. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 epics. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 30 rares. And even if you have rares and commons maxed out, you can see right down there in the mileage shop, we got a good amount of mileage back. Now, granted, I have the epics maxed out too, so we're just getting mileage back from those as well. But if we run it one more time, just for consistency purposes, this time we got 8, 10, we got 12 epics. And we got a bunch of rares. So I'm not doing this to say that there is one specific way that is perfect, but it seems from a consistency standpoint that you will at least get a guaranteed epic from the draw all 100. And I know 100 tickets is a lot to save up, but if you can get, let's see, if you can get up to 6,000 mileage, you can get 100 tickets. This comes from drawing cookies that you already have maxed out. This comes from the daily free gifts that you can get mileage from. It's not something you get quickly, but if you can save up 6,000 mileage, you'll get 100 tickets. And then when you do, and you hit draw 100, look at all the epics you get. Granted, I didn't get a scroll in this one. That's fine. Maybe that's what you're specifically shooting for. But I would have inched closer to having the pincushion maxed. I would have gotten much further on the healer staff. So doing the draw 100 gives you much more consistency in the pulls of drawing the rares and the epics. Of course you're going to get a bunch of commons too. I mean, look, we got probably over 50 of them here. But the point is, you're at least going to get that guaranteed epic. You might go through 100 pulls on the single pull and only hit rares and commons, because your probabilities of hitting an epic is only 1% for each of these specific items, or 10% for hitting just an epic in general. So you have a 1 in 10 chance. You have a 3 in 10 chance of a rare, and a 6 in 10 chance of a common. So yes, it's not horrible odds to hit an epic. Getting the specific epic you want, 1% chance. Not great. And sadly, the odds don't stack for you. So it's hitting draw all does not mean that you're guaranteeing the higher percentages of hitting those other treasures that you want, but you are at least getting higher chances of hitting an epic. I think the lowest I've ever pulled in a draw 100 was like 4 epics. I mean, let's just get more here just to show and test. So if we hit draw all, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Okay, 9 epics that time. Again, 2, 4, 6, 7. 7. There's our lowest so far. One more time. 2, 4, 6, 7. 7 epics. 7 epic treasures with 100 tickets. It's not perfect. It's not amazing. It maybe mathematically there could be more case of the draw 1 or draw 5 being better. But in the early parts of the game, I had to draw 5 all the time. I never did the draw 1. I hit draw 5 all the time, and it took forever for me to max out the epic treasures. As soon as the draw all came option, and I waited to about 100 tickets or more, I was quickly moving all of my epic treasures up because I was getting those guarantees. And because there's nothing more heartbreaking than hitting a draw 5 and hitting 0 epics. That time I did not, thankfully. But if you do, like it's a feels bad. It's a real big feels bad. So I personally suggest, if you can, wait for 6,000 mileage. If you don't have the tickets on your own through other means, get 100 tickets, get your treasures upgraded, because they're going to be the thing that help you the most in all forms of gameplay. It doesn't matter what mode you're playing. They're going to be the most essential thing that keep you carrying forward and getting stronger and being better at every single game mode that you can try to play. If you have any specific feedback or any thoughts that you want to add to the video in the comments, I'd love to hear them. Thank you so much for stopping by, and have a wonderful day.